What's up everyone, it's the Ghost from the Ghost Corporation here today, and today we're going to be talking about the #1 most important thing that you should be doing for your Yu-Gi-Oh cards. No, that's not precious, oh my precious, no, that is protecting them. We're going to be going over a couple of the different ways that you can go ahead and protect your Yu-Gi-Oh cards. That doesn't matter if you're playing with them, if you are mailing them, if you're putting them away. We're going to go over a couple of the different types of ways that you can protect your Yu-Gi-Oh cards so that they can last you a very, very long time. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. So the first and honestly most important thing that you're going to need is card sleeves. Card sleeves come in many different shapes, sizes, and classes. There are sleeves that are Japanese size, which are the Yu-Gi-Oh size sleeves. There are the standard size sleeves. Then there are the mats, the classics. So many different types of sleeves that you can go ahead and purchase. My personal preference, of course, is the Dragon Shield slate sleeves, but specifically matte sleeves. I don't necessarily like the feel of classic. Classic is a lot more smooth, and I kind of like a rough feel to my cards. Now, there's also another thing that you can do called double sleeving. So if there's certain cards that you really want to protect, / card sleeves that you really want to protect, you can go ahead and now Konami finally, allowed this over here. You can go ahead and take a standard size sleeve, I believe as long as it's clear, and then go ahead and stick the regular size sleeve inside of there, making sure that obviously there's no marked cards or anything, but I think it's a really nice way to go ahead and protect the sleeves that you really wanted to protect. So next on our list is, of course, deck boxes. Deck boxes are where you're going to put your cards after, you put them in the sleeve, you fix your deck together, and you want to find a deck box that is nice and reliable. You don't really want a flimsy one, you want one that's pretty nice. So my favorite two to use at this point in time is the Team Samurai X1 deck box and the Gemtech deck box, the takeout deck box. So Team Samurai X1 actually did a collaboration with Imperium Duelist. I went ahead and bought a couple of those. It's really nice. I really enjoy those deck boxes. But regardless, the Gemtech deck box and the Team Samurai deck box are honestly some of my favorites to use because they actually provide some sort of protection plus style, and I think that those two combined makes a very, very nice deck box. Special thing about the Team Samurai X1 deck box is that it actually has a dice tray that you can go ahead and put, your dice in. Especially, I believe it fits up to 20 die in there. That's pretty nice, especially if you're an Endymion player. Where's Tristan, by the way? Regardless, that is it for this one. Moving on to the next one. So the next step to protecting your cards is finding a nice playmat, because your cards are going to get dirty, your card sleeves are going to get dirty, and who likes to see dirty card sleeves from their opponent? It's really not, it's really a turn off, honestly. You want to go ahead and make sure that your cards and card sleeves stay nice and clean and crisp, and that you don't nick them or anything. But if you have nice sleeves, they shouldn't nick most of the time, but sometimes, mats can get stuff happening. And if you're not even using a mat, your cards will get dirty on the table, regardless. So my personal preference are rubber mats. I prefer to use the mat by Duelist Academy. I'll leave a link to their mat in the description below. I don't really like cloth mats. Cloth mats kind of they mess with me. I don't like the feel of them personally. I'm a rubber mat guy, that's just me. But you get to choose what mat you want to use, what design you want to use. I suggest for remote duels, make sure that you're using a mat with zone, because you're going to be playing against a lot of decks that are reliant on columns. So you want to make sure that you have column placement is very important. That is what you want to make sure that you have. I'll say it's not an absolute necessity, but it's a definite preference of me and everybody else that I personally know. Anyways, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and move on to the next section. So the first three were about what if you want to play Yu-Gi-Oh. Now, here's what you're going to need if you want to, vend Yu-Gi-Oh, or, invest in Yu-Gi-Oh. So what you want to do is you want to go ahead and first get you some top loaders. You gotta get some top loaders for your cards. If you're going to be shipping them anywhere, you want to get some top loaders. You do not want to ship them, rely on the US Postal Service or whatever postal service to get them there in nice, crisp, clean non-bent condition. It won't happen. I'm just letting you know right now. You want to put everything in top loaders, and the more expensive cards, I'd say even go one step further, put them in bubble wrap and then put them in, however you want to do that. But absolute must is top loaders. There's not really much to say about that, other than you definitely want to go ahead and also put tape over it so that the cards don't slip out of the top loaders, because it's useless if the cards aren't in there. Moving on to the next section. So we have the top loaders. What else do we need? We need a binder to go ahead and store the cards that we are not going to be actively using. I personally like the Dex Protection binders. My favorite is the one that I got at 2019 Nationals, and I actually got mine signed by Team Samurai X1 and Simo. Shout out to you guys. And I've enjoyed that one ever since. It's been through a lot of stuff, but it's still in very, very good condition, considering I would not prefer to get a white one because that one gets dirty really quickly. Yeah, would not prefer that one, but I like it because it also has the ability to zip up, and that is a way that your cards won't be falling out of everywhere and getting damaged and a lot of just bad stuff happening. It's a good way to protect your cards for the long term, and you can kind of just stick those binders somewhere and, you know, let them be. Anyways, without further ado, we're gonna move to the next section. So for the final thing that you want to go ahead and absolutely make sure that you're using to protect your cards is a bulk box. If you have a bunch of cards that are just sitting on your table, not doing anything, but you don't want them to get, you know, warped or anything, because that's definitely something that will happen. Make sure that you do not just leave your cards out. You gotta put them in somewhere. You gotta make sure that you have bulk boxes. They come in many different sizes, many different counts. You have the smaller ones that are 200 count. You have the wider ones that are like 1,000. Then you got the 5,000 ones, 6,000, whatever, right? You have many different sizes that you can go ahead and use. Yes, many different sizes of protection. Anyways, bad joke. You want to go ahead and make sure that you have the bulk box that appropriately, you know, will fit the amount of cards that you expect to own in the coming time. You also can just go ahead and order a bunch of them and just keep them around and just plop, 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 plop. Especially all the bulk from when you're opening cases and stuff and whatever. You just want to make sure that you have protection for those cards that you are not going to necessarily put in a binder, because why? They're not really binder worthy. Maybe it's up to you what you want to put in there. Anyways, that's it for that one. And that actually brings us to the end of today's video. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, go ahead and smash that like button. Consider hitting that subscribe button and tapping that notification bell so you never miss a new video. We actually are giving away a case of Ghosts from the Past. Yes, that's 10 display cases. By the time this video goes up, there will be less than a week before we end that giveaway. So you want to go ahead and make sure to click the video. There's going to be a card going by. Over here or over here, I don't know. And you want to go ahead and click that video, scroll to, I believe, the 328 mark, and go ahead and follow the instructions. That's going to go ahead and get you entered. We'll also leave a link to that video in the description below as well, because we want to make sure that we're giving back to you guys who have been giving so much to us, your time, your comments, your everything. You guys have supported us, so we're going to go ahead and support you guys. Anyways, that is it for today's video. This has been the Ghost from the Ghost Corporation, coming at you with the 6 forms of protection that you need for your Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Thank you for watching.